Did you know they replaced the CB500X with something arguably better in just about every way? Here it is, the new Honda NX500. I'm here at i5 Sports in Albany, Oregon, and they have foolishly let me borrow this bike for a little while to do a walk around and a test ride, and I'm excited to get my hands on the successor to one of the greatest beginner level, entry level, all around useful value motorcycles I've ever ridden. Let's just start with a walk around of the bike so you can get a sense of what it looks like and maybe what's different than the predecessor, the CB500X. Now, obviously they renamed it for a reason because this is not just an update, it is a new model and it's improved in a lot of ways over what I thought was a pretty dang good bike to begin with. So you can see the NX logo, obviously same engine, same foot pegs, same rear brake lever, but the front is completely redesigned, as you can see. They're calling it the Baby Transalp, and I can see that. It looks a lot like the Transalp, although I would argue this front end actually looks better than the Transalp. It doesn't have that weird NC750X. I hate the front of the Transalp. I just really don't like it. Functional yet not obtrusive windscreen, and look at this. Look at this, Honda, you're learning from your mistakes. A bar for mounting your GPS. The Transalp does not come with that stock. Just a good looking bike all around, good solid construction, similar seat to the 500X. It's the same, obviously, gas cap that's on my Transalp. It's like they took the old 500X and then just Transalped it, except made it look better in some ways. There's the NX logo again, kind of embossed on there, which I really like, looks cool. You got space here for a charger and some accessories, but this one doesn't have it. This is a base model, I assume. So one big upgrade over the 500X is this giant 5.5-inch TFT screen. This is basically the same as the one on the Transalp, and you can see it's incredibly bright, very, very easy to read while you're riding. There's a ton of menu options you can check out. It's very intuitive. It's all controlled via this kind of D-pad over here on the left side. And notably, a big improvement or big change over the CB500X is this button right here. This bike has traction control, and you can turn it off just by holding down this button on and off. They call it torque control, but come on, it's traction control. We know that, Honda. I don't see any way to turn the ABS off, unfortunately. I wish they had added that on a bike that some people will take off-road, but beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. It's got a Showa suspension, doesn't appear to be adjustable, at least from the top. And all around, just a much better looking bike aesthetically. I think that 500X was desperately in need of a visual refresh, and instead of just doing that, which they could have gotten away with, they went all in and created a whole new bike. The other big feature that this has that the 500X didn't have is connectivity. So this will connect to the Honda app for turn-by-turn navigation, music control and stuff, all here on the main screen. The Transalp doesn't even have that in the US, although if you are not unscrupulous, because it's not illegal, but you have to go and download some unofficial apps from unofficial places, and you can make it work on the Transalp. Ask me how I know. It's very user-friendly, very reliable, and the nice thing about this bike is, there's some horns here. The nice thing about this bike is it's very easy to ride, very easy to learn on, very easy to grow into. But it gives you the ability to... There's a train. Okay, I'm gonna put my gear on and we'll just ride. I'll talk about this while I'm riding. So swinging my leg over the NX500. Oh yeah, okay. Ho, 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 ho. I love how comfortable and easy this bike is. It's just like the 500X. Like, I can swing my leg over without stepping up on the peg. It is in no way intimidatingly tall. I've got the balls of both feet down comfortably. I'm telling you, if you're just like mildly interested in riding off-road, or you think you might be someday, but you just need a first bike or a first bigger bike or whatever to kind of get you comfortable riding, you're a new rider, it's hard to beat this bike. It's just a great first bike all around. It also just happens to be a bike that if you see a gravel road and you're like, I wonder where that goes, you can hit it. You can take it comfortably. It's got enough ground clearance. It's easy enough to ride off-road. It's not the most hardcore. You're not jumping stumps. You're not doing big creek crossings. That's not what it's for. It's not what it's meant to be. But for dipping your toes in, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, that 500X is the bike I wish I'd started on. This thing may be even better than that because it's got a little bit more features. It's still a very value-rich proposition, and it's not just an entry-level bike. Everyone always gets offended when I say that. It's good for a new rider. That doesn't mean it's not good for an experienced rider. Our friends Grace and Amanda have put tens of thousands of miles on their CB500Xs, riding all over the country in all kinds of conditions and terrain. This bike is a bike that you can buy, that's easy to ride as a new rider, but can also last you forever. Hard to argue with that. It's a great value proposition. And like I said, it's pretty unique in the space where it's positioned because it just doesn't have a lot of direct competition yet. Now that 450 Ibex that comes out might be, it's going to be a little bit more off-roady, a little bit more hardcore version, but around the same area and price point, actually. It's going to be a very comparable price point. So this bike's actually spoken for. Somebody's picking it up in a couple days, but the new owner was generous enough, he's actually a fan, to let me take it out and put a couple miles on it before he picks it up. So I'm adding a little bling to his key tag as a thank you. Hopefully they don't throw that away. First impression, seat height, very easy to manage, not intimidating at all. In fact, yeah, both heels on the ground right now, comfortably. The seat is wide, it's comfortable at the rear, but very it's narrowish at the front, which makes the bike easy to control and grab with my knees. We'll see when we get out on the road. Got half a tank of gas. It's 600 miles to Chicago. Got a full pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and I'm wearing sunglasses. It's actually daylight. If you get that reference, you're cool. If you don't, that's fine. You're just not that old. I love this, Honda. I love this for you. Thank you for paying attention to us. Where is it on the Transalp? I keep trying to find aftermarket solutions, and they just don't work. Okay, this bike has 1 mile on it. Oh, baby. She just purrs like a kitten. So easy to ride. So easy to... Oh, my God. Yes. They should use these in the MSR classes. They're just that easy to ride. They don't because they're expensive and I guess heavier than the T-dubs they use, but yeah, I would buy my daughter one of these. No kidding. It would be a great bike for her, actually, for most of what we're going to do. Big shout out and thanks to i5 Sports here in Albany. Galen in particular, who's hooking it up today. And they're, full service Honda dealership here in Albany. And the log jam at Honda has been broken, I'm told. There's evidence of it underneath me right now. I'm sitting on a bike that was difficult to get. But Honda was having all those supply chain issues, and I guess that's over. And they're actually shipping new bikes. I've heard this both from Honda and from some dealers that I work with. So if you were trying to get your hands on an Africa Twin or something, and they just didn't have any, or a 300L, the floodgates are open, I think, so it's worth rechecking your local dealership if you haven't in a while, if you've given up. Oh, these bikes are just so smooth. Oh, so easy to ride. Okay, seating position is a little cramped. My knees are definitely higher than I'm used to on the taller bikes, but that's a compromise, a sacrifice you make to get the lower seat height, the more comfortable, confidence-inspiring seat height. And guess what? God, there's a cop right behind me and there's no plate on this bike. Unbelievable. See if I get pulled over. That would make for a very interesting test ride. He's like, where's your license plate, bruh? Like, it's a test ride, bruh. It's a county cop. Maybe he won't pull me over in town. We'll see. We're gonna do the speed limit though. We're gonna be nice and safe. It's got the annoying Honda inverted, the turn signals where the horn should be and vice versa. That's annoying, always annoying. That's a Honda thing. You get used to it when you ride Hondas all the time. The problems come when you switch back and forth. So rubber on the foot pegs is squishy and definitely not conducive to standing up off-road, but it does reduce vibrations when you're on the road, which is nice. It's a very comfortable bike. It's a very smooth bike. It feels very refined, just like the 500X, just like every Honda before it. It just feels like all the parts are carefully machined to be very smooth. It's a stark contrast to like the 790 that I've been spending a lot of time on lately, because that thing feels raw and unrefined, and this is just refined and dignified in every way. I don't like the stock tires. It's got the Dunlop Mix Tours. They pretend like they're kind of off-roady, and I guess they are because it has like diagonal lugs, diagonal stripes in the tread, but it isn't really. That's not really what they're for. They're a good street tire. You'd put a more aggressive tire on this if you were going to spend any amount of time on the gravel. I smell barbecue. I smell barbecue. Cop is still behind me, so he hasn't pulled me over yet, though, so I guess he doesn't care that I don't have a plate, or is he waiting for me to do something illegal? Who knows? We're going to get out here onto the back roads and hopefully get out from in front of this police officer and see what this bike can do. Not crazy. Don't worry, i5. We're not going crazy. Wind protection. I feel it's right here. So this is actually decent windscreen. It's pretty comparable to the other two adventure bikes I just bought, in that it's hitting me just above the forehead. It's hitting me in the visor. It's enough to keep it off of your chest and keep you from getting fatigued, but in terms of noise, you're going to want like a visor extension if you're really trying to get all the way out of the wind. A little airflow isn't bad sometimes though, because it gets the air flowing through your helmet. It hits those vents on top, but you can probably hear it. And if I go down here, it's gone. And up here it isn't. That cop is still behind me. Cruising, I'm not feeling any vibration. The only vibration is from the wind right now, kind of buffeting me because of where I'm at. The brakes are they feel a little weak, but this is a bike with 1 mile, so they haven't exactly been bedded in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not fast, but it's fast enough. I think that's what you want. Oh good, he didn't turn. If you are a newish entry-level rider, or really if you're looking at this bike, you're not looking to snap your neck back with acceleration, right? There's a great corner right here to play with on this bike. Gear indicator is really nice to have. That screen is amazing. Definitely ridden bikes that cost a lot more that didn't have screens this nice. This is a 10-mile-an-hour corner. Oh, it's just so smooth. These bikes are so smooth. I realize I keep saying it, but like everything just feels butter smooth, silky smooth. I don't know how many smooth freaking cliches there are, but all of them. They're smoother than Barry White's voice. Smoother than Lando Calrissian trying to sell you a Colt 45. That's how smooth it is. Oh my God. Yeah, this is just a great bike. It just is. For what it is, nobody expects it to like set land speed records, but a great value, a bike that'll last you forever, that'll run forever, that is easy to ride, that'll take you just about anywhere you want to go. Ah, it's so good. All they did was make it better, as far as I can tell. And yeah, I'm a Honda fanboy, take it with a grain of salt, but they ain't paying me to make this video. Yeah, it's just a bike with so much room to grow, but it's also easy to ride. I love it. You know, the best beginner bike, the best entry-level bike should be one that you can buy, grow into, and ride forever, but it's not intimidating or dangerous at first. This might be it, man. I love this bike. Oh, baby. It's just a dream. It's just a dream. Just a dream. I only get 10 miles, so we better loop back to the dealership. Ooh, yeah. Now, we're not going to do a high-speed test, but you know this thing will do 75, 80 easily, comfortably. Yeah, if I had to complain about something, I really don't like where the wind is hitting me. But that's about it. Suspension's a little soft. Honestly, standing position's better than you would think. I get my knees in kind of a good place. The bars are kind of low, but again, they're not making this for people to stand up on all the time. That's not what this bike is about. All right, let's try a U-turn. Beautiful, great turning radius. It's not fast, which is good because it is idiot-proof. It's really hard to like give it too much throttle, and like the front end will not come up. It's difficult to whiskey throttle. You're not going to accidentally drop the clutch and have it wheelie out from underneath you. And yeah, I'm heavily focused on the new rider experience because I know that's the people that generally look for this. Or someone who's looking to transition from all street to some dirt, some gravel, really. This is a gravel road bike, I would say. It'll do a little bit more than that if you need it to, but it's not really what it's for. But it's a great gravel road bike. Yeah, smooth. Oh, smooth, baby. Smooth. So I can't take it off-road on this one, unfortunately, but that's okay. I kind of know what it's like. 70, smooth. There's a little vibration in the handlebars, to be expected, I suppose, with a 500, but nothing unbearable. Like, I'm looking for it because I'm trying to come up with, you know, trying to share the experience, but if you just got on this and rode it, I don't know if you'd notice. Maybe after a couple hours you would. This is a 15, I probably should. And it leans, it doesn't corner like an adventure bike, I'll tell you that. It's pretty nimble. It's not fast. Of course, I'm in 5th gear, but it is nimble. Oh, yeah, this is such a great little bike. This is a 10-mile-an-hour corner. No peg scraped, sir. Guy who's buying this bike. I kept her in pristine-ish for you. Okay, so overall, and keep in mind this is based on a walk around and a very short test ride. You can see the mileage on the odometer. I can't fool you and be like, anyway, after 2 hours of riding. My first impression, this is not a review, it's a test ride and first impressions, of this NX500 is simple. It's everything the CB500X was, but better. And if you remember, I've said it 16 times, I love the CB500X, and I love this bike. I would totally buy one of these. I have no need for it. I would buy one. I would definitely put my daughter on one. She just got her license. And I'd feel really good about her being able to do everything that we're going to do together. Go camping, right? You can carry camping gear on this easy. Get to campsites that are up, you know, in obscure places on gravel roads, but also tackle highway miles to get there because, you know, not everything cool is really close by. And know that it's going to start every time you hit the button. It's going to be a reliable, bulletproof machine, proven platform, proven engine from a company that delivers nothing but ultra reliable, bulletproof machines. So this bike is spoken for, but Galen at i5 assures me that the logjam has been broken and bikes are coming in. So if you're looking for this or any other Honda, I would encourage you to pop in, see our friends at i5 in Albany. And I love the building. This is a total aside, a total dorkism, but it's an old Safeway, like a 70s style Safeway. That's what the building used to be. And I worked in a Safeway like that was built in '55. When I was in high school. They tore it down, it's been replaced with a new building, but I get strong nostalgia feels every time I go to this dealership because they have the stucco entryway on the outside and the swoopy roof that I used to get up on top of and stuff. So, you know, even if you didn't work at Safeway, you get those nostalgia feels from that place. So, do you own one of these? Have you owned one of these? Have you ridden one of these? What do you think about it? How has the ownership experience been? Please let me know in the comments. If you're a 500X owner or former 500X owner, what do you think about the NX? Is it a worthy successor? I will say this. Here's a question people are going to have. Is it worth upgrading from the CB500X to this? And there are some significant improvements. If you really want the fun TFT, if you really want traction control, sure, yeah, it's probably worth it. If you think you can get a decent amount close to what this costs for your 500X, which is not outside the realm of possibility because they hold their value, then yeah, it's probably worth upgrading. But do you need to upgrade? Is it a must upgrade situation from your 500X? No, they're very similar and they'll do all the same things. This just has some convenience features, but it's not changed significantly enough to warrant a absolute necessity of an upgrade. However, being a gadget whore and a person who wants the latest and greatest and all the most technology possible here and there on bikes, I would probably strongly consider upgrading. Honestly, the thing that would make me want to upgrade the most is just how much cooler looking it is, because I just don't think that 500X, it's fine, it just is dated. It's a very early 2000s looking bike. This looks a lot more modern and I like that. I wish I could get this headlight and front end on my Transalp. Wouldn't shock me if they came out with a Transalp that had it, in which case I would probably consider upgrading. So I hope you enjoyed the test ride as much as I did. I'm excited to get a chance to ride this bike and maybe someday get a little bit more seat time on one, but those are my first impressions. It's not a review. Thanks again to i5 and the gang for this opportunity. Is this guy gonna stop for me? No, he's not. Cool, love it. Love it when people don't stop for me, it's my favorite. But for now and as always, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!
I'm never gonna get to go. There's another cop. I'm gonna get pulled over yet, just wait. That's a fast e-bike, holy crap. Super fast e-bike. That guy was hauling ass. He's faster than me. At least this cop can't see that I don't have a plate on. Come on, 4Runner. I love you, but you're not fast. That's true of all 4Runners. Ask me how I know. Because that's mine right there.